Hello and welcome back to Everyday Matters. How are you today? I hope you're well and I hope you're keeping safe. So in today's video, I'll be talking about emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence and what are the components of emotional intelligence? If you have any questions, any suggestions, or any tips you think can help me improve my emotional intelligence, please leave them in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to look into them. Welcome back to Everyday Matters with Tari. I'm here to give you lifestyle advice and tips to help you live your dreams, achieve your goals, and become the best version of yourself. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, and don't forget to click on the notification icon so you don't miss out on any of my updates. Okay, so like I said before, today we'll be talking about emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence and what is the difference between emotional intelligence and being emotional? Why being emotional means showing and having strong emotions towards something or someone. Emotional intelligence means the ability to understand and monitor your emotions and also be able to differentiate, identify your emotions, and also how these emotions and how your actions have an effect on other people. A lot of people that are emotional are not necessarily emotionally intelligent because they're not able to control their emotions. Okay, being able to control your emotion is a basic and a crucial skill that everyone should have if you want to be seen as a strong person, if you want to be seen as someone that's always in control. You might not necessarily always be in control, but if you have a high emotional intelligence, you seem to think before you do things, before you say things. So now here is the question: are you an emotional person or are you an emotionally intelligent person? And if you are an emotional person, how can you develop yourself to become an emotionally intelligent person? So when emotional people tend to be mostly irrational, easily have a breakdown, a meltdown, or an explosion. Emotionally intelligent people tend to be always cool, calm, and collected. They tend to always have things together, always seem to make the right decisions, and most of the time make good managers. So to become an emotionally intelligent person, there are certain components that you need to be aware of. These are the components of emotional intelligence. The first component is self-awareness. Okay, so you need to be aware of yourself. You need to be aware of who you are. You need to be aware of what you do at each and every time. You need to be aware of your actions, how you treat people, how you react to things. You need to be aware of what makes you think, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. You need to be able to identify the emotions you're having. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it happiness? Is it joy? Is it sorrow? You need to be able to identify these emotions and recognize what are the things that causes you to have these emotions. Once you're able to identify these emotions, once you are aware of these emotions, of who you are, of what you are, what you're thinking, what you're feeling at each and every time, then you're one step closer to managing your emotions. Because if you don't know how you feel or how you react to certain things, there's no way you'll be able to manage it. But once you're able to identify and label these emotions, then you are one step closer to managing your emotions. This takes us to the next component, which is self-management. Self-management is the ability to manage your emotions. Say, for instance, someone makes you angry or someone does something. You want to be able to know how to best react to those things. I've met a number of people, or I know a number of people. I actually used to be one of those people that cannot control their emotions. I was always crying. I was always in tears. So I was not able to control my emotions. I tell myself as I'm very emotional, which I was proud of at the time. But now I realize that you don't have to shed the tears over everything. Sometimes it's better to just keep your emotions within yourself, be able to react in certain ways, okay? So you want to ask yourself, is there a better way that I can react to this situation? Say, for instance, someone made you angry. What can you do? Do you just explode? This is something I seem to see a lot of people do, or I'll just say the way I feel. I'll just say it out of my mind and just get it out of the way. But is that actually the best step for you to do? Is that the best course of action for you to take? So that's what you want to ask yourself. Okay, so when you are aware of your emotions, you know that, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is how I'm feeling. Okay, what's the best way to react to the situation? What's the best way to react at certain times? Okay, so it's really important. Once you know your emotions, once you're able to label it, you need to take out time to say, okay, I need to be able to react the best way. Instead of exploding, why don't you just keep calm, walk away from the situation? If someone is making you angry, just walk away instead of exploding. Or if someone is about to make you cry, or if you're about to have a breakdown, why don't you just take a break from the situation? So there are certain things that you can do instead of having those adverse reactions to those situations. So that's one of the ways to managing your emotions. Okay, and if someone does something to you, instead of you having a negative feeling, you can tell yourself, you know what, it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it is your reaction to it that actually matters. So whatever someone does to you, whatever happens, whatever situation you find yourself, it really doesn't matter. Okay, it's the way you react to it that actually matters. You need to be able to work on yourself until you master your emotions, so that whenever you have certain emotions, you know the best course of action to take, you know the best things to do. So it's really important that you master your emotions until you go from being emotionally incompetent to becoming emotionally competent. So it's really important that you go from the place where you're not able to control your emotions to the place where you've now become a master of your emotions, and you know exactly what steps to do. Okay, so when we make decisions, we don't just make decisions out of our emotions. We need to be able to sit down and think about the decisions that we make. Okay, I was listening to one of my friend's videos a while ago, and she said something about when she was getting married, she actually took her time to decide who to get married to. She didn't get married to the person she wanted to just because she felt like it was time to get married, or because she had all these emotions. She actually thought about it. So it's really important that we take time to think about the decisions we make. We make informed decisions. We think intelligently about our decisions, about our actions, about our reactions. So the third component of an emotionally intelligent person is motivation. Okay, so you don't wait for situation or circumstance to motivate you. What you do is look for ways to motivate yourself. So no matter what's happening around you, you want to be able to pick yourself up, motivate yourself, and do what you need to do instead of waiting for things to change, because like you know, things might never change. Okay, so you want to be able to motivate yourself. Okay, the fourth component of emotional intelligence is social awareness. Okay, and that I see as one of the major components is the part that has to do with empathy. Okay, so you want to understand people's emotions, you want to understand how they're feeling, you want to understand what they're going through, and have empathy. So what you do is put yourself in their shoes and try to reason with them. And sometimes you can ask them what's going on, let them talk to you about what their issues are, let them talk to you about what the problems they're facing. And then what you can do is ask them, as an emotionally intelligent person, you want to offer support, you want to offer advice, you want to offer help as much as you can to support people, because you are an emotionally intelligent person. You've gone from being emotionally incompetent to being emotionally competent. And because you're in a better place, you want to be able to offer that help to that person. And also when you do that, you help them to develop their emotional intelligence. So what you can do if someone is going through a downtime, or if they're going through a meltdown, you can ask them, okay, how are you feeling? Okay, how can I help you? Okay, when you do that, they begin to think like, okay, what is it that I'm actually feeling? Is it anger? Is it anxiety? And they begin to think, they begin to become aware of their emotions, and then find out what it is that they really want, what it is that can help them. You know, so it's really important that we are aware of our emotions. We're able to manage our emotions. It's important that we're able to motivate ourselves as emotionally intelligent people. The fifth part of emotional intelligence is the part that deals with relationship management. So your relationship with people, how your actions and reactions affect the people around you, how you manage the people around you. You want to be aware of your relationship with people and be able to control your actions, your attitudes, because what you do actually goes a long way to affect the person next to you, affect your relationship. You see, there are some people that are never able to keep friends. You know, some people that they make a friend today and the next day that friendship is over. Okay, that's because they're not able to manage their emotions. They're not able to control their emotions. So it's really important that we are aware of the people around us. It's not enough to just say, okay, you react, you can't control your emotions, you just say things when you feel like it. Don't just say things or do things or react to things. You want to be able to process information in your head. If you have something you need to do, a decision to make, you need to sit down and think about it and plan properly, make informed decision. Don't just make decision out of your emotions. Don't just do things because you feel like it. Okay, so it's important to be emotionally intelligent. It's important that we make the right decisions. It's important that we're seen as cool, calm, and collected all the time. It's really important that we have this component of emotional intelligence, because it is crucial when it comes to being a success in your life, in your career, in every area of your life. It determines how people see you as well. Do people see you as someone that just reacts, someone that gets easily angry, or someone that cries all the time, which I used to be? I used to just spark like that. When I get angry, when something happens and I'm angry, I just like explode. And over time I started thinking, like, how do people see me? How do I feel? Why do I do this all the time? You understand? So it takes time for you to develop your emotional intelligence. It takes time for you to become a master of your emotions. If it means taking a break from certain things for a while, then maybe that's what you need to do, so that you can work on yourself, you can work on your emotions, master your emotions, manage your emotions, identify each and every feeling that you have, each and every emotions that you have. Because like I said before, once you are able to label those emotions, then you are one way closer to being able to manage it. So these are just a few tips from me, just about the components of emotional intelligence, what emotional intelligence is, and the difference between emotional people and emotionally intelligent people. And I've also said that emotional people are not necessarily the most intelligent people of all. Okay, so as people, we don't just want to be emotional. It's good to be emotional. It's good to have strong feelings towards people, towards places, towards things. But it's also good that we're able to manage our emotions, that we don't just do things because we feel like it, or because we think about it, or we think that's the way it is. Okay, so these are really important. Okay, so I hope these tips have been helpful. If they have, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and share my video, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.